We are looking at a story that connects global power, military security, and a small group of islands most people rarely hear about. It involves the United States, the United Kingdom, Mauritius, and a very important military base called Diego Garcia. Former US President Donald Trump has spoken out again, saying he still has the right to use military force to secure this base if American access is ever threatened. This comes after talks with British Prime Minister Keir Starmer and a controversial deal over the Chagos Islands. Let us break this down together and understand why this matters. So let me start here, and I want everyone watching to really think about this. We hear about big countries, big leaders, and big military bases, but this one island keeps coming up again and again. Diego Garcia. Many people at home might be asking, why is this place so important, and why are leaders like Donald Trump and Keir Starmer talking about it so seriously? What makes this base such a big deal? Diego Garcia is important because of where it is and what it allows the US and the UK to do. It sits in the middle of the Indian Ocean, which makes it perfect for long-range military operations. From this base, the US has carried out missions in places like Afghanistan and Yemen. It helps with air power, naval operations, and intelligence. That is why both countries see it as a key part of their shared security. Losing access to Diego Garcia would make it harder for the US and UK to respond quickly to conflicts in that region. That is why leaders speak about it in very strong terms. Now let us move to the deal itself. Last year, Britain agreed to hand over sovereignty of the Chagos Islands to Mauritius while keeping Diego Garcia under a long lease. At first, Donald Trump called this deal weak and even stupid. But now he says he understands why Keir Starmer made it. So what exactly changed, and why does Trump now sound more accepting of this agreement? What changed is clarity. The deal gives Mauritius sovereignty, which answers long-standing international court rulings. At the same time, it protects the military base by keeping Diego Garcia under British control through a 99-year lease. That lease keeps US forces operating there as normal. Trump now says Starmer made the best deal he could under pressure from international law. So while Trump still does not love the idea, he accepts that the base is protected for now. His main concern has always been access for US forces, and this deal keeps that access in place. But here is where things get serious. Trump said that if the lease ever falls apart, or if US forces are threatened, he keeps the right to militarily secure the base. That is strong language. Should people be worried when a former US president talks about using military force in this way? It sounds alarming, but it is more of a warning than a plan. Trump is saying that the US will not risk losing such an important base. This kind of statement is meant to send a message to any future government or outside power that might challenge US access. It does not mean troops are moving tomorrow. It means the US sees Diego Garcia as too important to give up peacefully if things go wrong. Leaders often use strong words to protect strategic interests, especially when national security is involved. Finally, let us talk about the political fight around this deal. Britain is paying billions to Mauritius. The Conservative Party strongly opposes it. And Mauritius says the matter is settled under international law. With all this disagreement, is this deal really finished, or could it cause problems for years to come? This deal is legally agreed, but politically it will stay controversial. In the UK, critics say it weakens Britain and risks the US relationship. Supporters say it protects security while respecting international law. Mauritius wants it implemented quickly and does not want more debate. In reality, the base will likely continue operating as it has for decades, but the arguments around sovereignty, money, and power will not disappear. This issue touches history, colonialism, and global security, which means it will keep coming back into public debate. So when we step back, this story is about much more than one island. It is about how countries protect power, how they deal with international law, and how alliances are tested under pressure. Diego Garcia remains a key military base, and both the US and the UK are determined to keep it that way. Donald Trump's words remind us how high the stakes still are. This deal may be signed, but the conversation around it is far from over. Thank you for watching, and we will keep following this story closely.